Today what I'm going to do is show you how to make meatballs, barbecued meatballs. Let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is start with our portobello mushroom. These are beautiful, and you only need one large portobello mushroom for this recipe. With mushrooms, you want to make sure that you never rinse them underwater, that you always just take a clean towel and just brush off any of the dirt that may be existing on the mushroom. If you run them underwater, what happens is the mushroom actually takes on all of the water and it kind of loses its flavor. So what I did was I went ahead and cut up a portobello, and it's marinating now in olive oil, soy sauce, and some black pepper. So what we're going to do is let this set aside, and we're going to start with our other ingredients. This way the portobello has an opportunity to really get those flavors married into it, and that's what makes it delicious. So when you're starting with ingredients, fresh is always best. If you don't have fresh ingredients, one thing that you can do with some dry ingredients is look for ingredients that are blend mixes. For instance, an Italian seasoning. Sometimes they have between 5 and 6 different blends of different seasonings in that mix, and it's certainly more cost efficient than buying 6 different ingredients. So we're going to go ahead and start. I'm going to add our dry ingredients first. And this is actually some rosemary, some cayenne pepper, some chili pepper, and some cumin. And to that, we're going to add our zucchini pulp. Here's some minced garlic and some sun-dried tomato powder. And sun-dried tomato powder is one of my other favorite ingredients. When using sun-dried tomato powder, what it does is it really adds a cooked taste to your tomatoes, which is fabulous. And we've got some minced celery and some minced orange pepper. Now when choosing your peppers, it's really important to always choose a pepper that's red, orange, yellow, never green, because the green just aren't the ripe peppers. And today, orange is what I picked for my garden, so that's what we're using. I want to show you how to actually chop an onion. This is a really great tip. If you look at the onion and you call this the North and South Pole, or if you look at the North Pole, think of that as the root of the onion, you want to take your knife and cut through the meridian of that onion. Okay, and so now what you do is you just take some nice slices through the onion, and you can see how the root is actually holding the onion in place for you. And then you'll go through and make some nice cuts, and it does already a nice little mincing job for you. Saves you some time and effort. So we'll add this to our bowl now. Chop this up just a little bit more. You can use any kind of onion in here. I prefer the white onion. You can use a yellow sweet onion or a green onion. It's really just a matter of preference. I'd like to say with some of these ingredients, use what you have. It's always fun to kind of experiment. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add our nuts. And it's really important to always make sure that you soak your nuts and seeds before using them. One, it releases the enzymes, the enzyme inhibitor in the nuts and seeds, and it also really helps with digestion and really eases that belly bloat that a lot of people experience when they don't soak them. So what I'm going to use here are some soaked walnuts, and these have been rinsed and then drained and rinsed again. And here's some almonds. I'm going to add that. And then my secret is to add the marinade from the mushrooms. Don't want to add the mushrooms. You don't want to blend it up. Otherwise, you know, the meatballs really start to look more like dog food than something more appealing and appetizing than a beautiful meatball. There we go. And we're going to blend the nuts until they look like a nice meal. And you'll see as we start this that when the nuts start to climb the bowl, that's when it's done. See how they start to climb the bowl? We're going to turn this off and push these back down in. You want to blend this a little bit more. It smells heavenly. There we go. And it starts to fold into itself, climb up, fold into itself. That's perfect. I'm going to turn this off and do it one more time. All right, last time. All right. So now we're just going to take the nuts out of our bowl and add them to our mixing bowl with our other ingredients. And we certainly can't forget the portobello. I love using mushrooms in meat-like dishes because a mushroom really takes on that meaty taste, hearty taste that most meats, are reminiscent of. And that's what we're really trying to reproduce here. So now we're just going to mix all these ingredients. You can see how absolutely gorgeous this starts to look. And the smell is fantastic. That always helps too. So now what I'm going to do is add some ginger and some of our fresh herbs. When using ginger, a really simple way to peel ginger is actually to use the back of your spoon and forefinger and just peel across. Simple, easy. Don't have to hack away with a knife any longer. And we're just going to use the microplane and add some wonderful fresh zing to our meatballs with the ginger. Fabulous. Oh, love the smell. Okay, and now we're going to add some fresh parsley. And I'm just going to do a quick mince on these. And some cilantro. Cilantro happens to be one of my very favorite herbs. So I use it in a lot of my dishes. And same thing, just a quick mince. I'm telling you, fresh really is always best. It adds such an amazing aroma and bite to all of your dishes. There we go. Okay, so we're going to finish mixing this all up. You can see all those beautiful fresh ingredients in these meatballs. Love that. And now we're going to place the meatballs on a dehydration sheet. Simply going to use an ice cream scooper for these, because we not only eat with our taste buds, of course, but we eat with our eyes. And so consistency is awesome and beautiful for presentation when you've got all of your plates that look alike and all of the meatballs look consistent. It really is far more appealing to the eye. Lets people know that they're really in store for something absolutely delicious. And so with this recipe, depending on the size meatballs that you make, you'll get about 24 meatballs out of this. Another great tip is if you want meatballs that are daintier, you can use a melon scooper. I used that the other night when we had company, and it was a really nice way to serve a dainty appetizer. I served it with the barbecue sauce and also a spicy peanut sauce, which was really a big hit. So what we'll do is we'll let this dehydrate on 105 for 2 hours. So what I like to do is an hour into the process is just kind of rotate the meatballs around a little bit, make sure that the shape is nice and round. Okay, I'm going to clean up here, put these meatballs into the dehydrator, and then I'm going to show you how to make the barbecue sauce. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to make the barbecue sauce. This is my favorite part, actually. The first thing we're going to do is add in a cup of chopped tomatoes. Doesn't matter what kind of tomatoes you used. I used Roma in this. As long as your tomatoes are organic and non-GMO'd, doesn't matter. Use what you have. So we're going to place those into the blender. And now I've got a cup of sun-dried tomatoes that I let soak for about an hour, bring them back to life. Some flaxseed oil, and then some olive oil. And actually, I learned this tip at Living Light, to make sure that when you have oils, that you kind of split it up and add half flaxseed oil. This way you're making sure that you get your omegas. And here's some sun-dried tomato powder, one of my other favorite ingredients. Some soy sauce, some apple cider vinegar, some garlic, and I'm going to add a whole, it's about a medium size I would say, red jalapeno. And again, when adding jalapenos, adding peppers, make sure that you add a pepper that is red, not green. The green, again, are peppers that aren't ripe. So I'm just going to do a quick mince on this. And I'm adding seeds and all. I like my barbecue sauce with a little bit of kick. And then to sweeten it up just a little bit, I'm going to add some dates. Now, the good thing about adding dates is, one, they're completely natural, but as you taste your sauce, if the pepper was a little bit too much for you, just add a few more dates, and that kind of calms down the spiciness of your sauce. There we go. Then we're going to blend this until it's nice and thick and creamy. Okay, here we go. Okay, now that that's done, I'm going to place it in our bowl here. Oh, take a look at that. Look how thick and rich and creamy that is. Give it a little taste. Woo! It's about to send somebody over the edge. Okay, so what we're going to do is take the barbecue sauce and we're going to place it now on top of the meatballs. Okay, so here you have it. Beautiful, simple, delicious barbecue meatballs. They're a snap. Make sure to give them a try. I gotta get going. I got a hungry crew here. See you next time. Bye for now.